That's very exciting. Those will be onto the round of 4 as well. The winners of this will be getting a week off as we wait for the danger bracket to catch up. In addition to that, we're going to be having the announcement of what next week's flags are at the end of this show.
And for those who are wondering what tonight's flags are no repel sandwiches, so we'll either be fighting our way through stuff or trying our best to despawn. And 100% enemy shuffle, so enemies can be pretty much anything, and the attack scripts will also be shuffled up along with that. So there we go.
Small clarification: it is generated enemies. Is
Generated.
distinct. Yeah, attack shuffle is separate. There's many ways to modify enemies in this.
Get winters to start.
Irving, does that mean that nobody's heard us up until now? I'm gonna redo the intro. Oh, they heard the flags. Right. So I'm Jay Tolmar. I am joined by Rocky, who I can't remember your numbers after your name,
It's
but it
okay.
says
You're good.
it says in the description. This is going to be a triple header tonight. We're starting out with Andy versus the Tax Slug, which you can see already starting. Yeah, so this is gonna be Andy versus the Tax Slug. We have another. This is a round of 8 match. We have another round of 8 match after this. And we're going to have a danger bracket match after that. And the very end of all this, will be announcing next week's flags. And I hear that you've all already heard this week's flags. Got a pack of bubblegum.
Read. All right. We have a couple good checks, and if the first one was Dalam, which is what Ari was saying it was.
Yeah, 3 Dalam. Those are like the most common ones because of those kid checks. When the rando's trying to figure out what checks to give you if it gets stuck, it just picks anything to be useful. And kid check's usually useful, so it'll often pick one of those.
Let's hope our kids have some good items to open up some access.
Yeah, definitely. I actually expect it's probably going to be those kids' items that get them out of Onnit/3/Dalem. And we have Andy's not picking up any kids yet, doing the South Onnit checks already. Actually, just occurred to me watching Andy do this, since Andy's so fast. If you are going to go do like library check and stuff, you might as well do it before you pick up the kid, because you'll save that tiny bit of lag. Slug's going to be the first to pick up the kid, though.
Yeah, as long as you're not planning on getting into fights right away, definitely faster to do the checks before you pick up your kids. So
yeah, I would definitely be doing what Slug's doing. The only check that I prioritize over these kid checks is just Winters. We got Police Badge in the library. Pooh is down here, not too surprising. I actually bet it'll be Jeff and Dalam.
and the
Pooh
shack
is a sanctuary. Hey, Chad, are you getting game audio? Taxlug found her T-ball bat. Always good to have that instead of whatever the rando started you with. Alright, they're retracing each other's steps. Nobody's gonna pick up a fight quite yet. I don't think they really have... Actually, neither of them went to Dalam yet.
No.
Do they actually have Dalam? Is Ori just lying to us?
See, I thought it was Winter's Access that they got, but or is it Dalam? So I'm not honestly sure. I didn't. Oh, it was Winter's Access. So.
It was Winters. Thanks, Irving. We've been bamboozled. Goofed.
So we have 2 sync access ends. We've got Pack of Bubblegum.
That's right. Not a check that anyone wants to do. It's an okay sync check, but a really annoying item check.
A lot of bills.
So the stoat!
Definitely don't need that.
Ooh, this stoat means business. It does not look like it is a Shark's first seed, so I think maybe picking up some levels in Giant Step, or just continuing onwards to do those Winters checks, because I think those are probably the progression.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Slug did manage to defeat the Stoat, so she'll be getting some levels out of that out of scale enemy, but definitely not the way to go for now.
Let's see how Andy does here with his first enemy. Tough Rainbow Puppet.
Also looks quite tough, as the name says.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had a lot of tough enemies this flag set. I think people are going to be hoping for some easier enemies in future flags.
Mhm. And he does get by that, gets his experience, but then also nopes out to head off somewhere else. And he is also going to Winter. So
Oh, both
we'll
winters.
see. Similar, we'll see them taking the same route here, I bet.
Looks like a red swirl for slug. Hopefully these are easy, pretty beige spiders. It's a 37 on a smash. These look reasonable, they don't look easy. We found out recently that this flag set actually has an error in it where any enemy that has a Starstorm will just use full strength Starstorm and call it the null. Um,
Oh
so
my.
yeah, careful around those. Can't fix that until the end of the week. Just don't want to mess with the tournament. Um, those enemies are thankfully pretty rare.
Somebody
Double
just
Tessie?
somebody discovered that during test runs, practice runs.
Yeah, it was during the community race that we did on Monday. Everyone get your Tessie emotes out in chat.
Double Tessie time is always good. That gives both runners a bit of a break here.
Yeah, I just listened to some nice music, spam the chat with some emotes, maybe some MS Paint Beast puns. Wait, is that? That is a very interesting Tessie Nano.
So that is our dog, Hamilton. He was a little Chihuahua Italian Greyhound mix, wearing a Tessie costume.
Very nice. Why do I go to Tessie costume in my Roomba?
That would be amazing. Little Tessie
Yeah,
running around your house constantly.
that'd be great. It would not be able to get under my couch, which would be a mixed blessing. All right, and Andy is the first to complete this cutscene. This might be a slightly faster Tessie. Um, Got a brick road dungeon. These enemies will not have their sprites swapped. A thing that I did not realize that this flag failed to do until this round of the tournaments. These enemies look pretty weak, though.
Yeah, they got through that super fast, no problem. Choosing not to check any of the presents, and neither is slugs. They're both just bypassing to get on to the sink.
Mad Duck's not even randomized. That's suspicious.
Nice duck skip there on slugs. Bazooka, that's always a good pickup.
Everyone loves a duck skip, and she also gets the proto skip. We've got an amazing Earthbound fun fact from former PK Scramble champion Charging Charles under one of his various aliases. Hopefully this mouse is going to be giving us some sort of forward access because we're pretty well stuck. I think it has to be eraser, or police badge.
Oh, we picked up police badge
Oh,
at
we do.
yeah, we're pretty sure we picked up police badge at the library.
Oh yeah, I said that out loud, but as we were talking before starting this up, I immediately forget everything that I say. Interesting that they both decided to do this instead of taking on the police fight. Though that is a very slow one to end up not quite being able to do.
Yeah, and with them both testing the waters with the arcade, I think they both decided that it was probably police badge was probably a little bit higher scaled. I
There
know it
really isn't
doesn't.
any.
I know it
Yeah,
doesn't. I know it doesn't have to be. You know, it's they're separate. But a lot of times, I see runners do that where they'll test. You know, test that, and then if they don't like it there, then they'll go to a sync. You know, that's already open for them before they go back and do police badge.
yeah, that's interesting. There really is no correlation between
Yep.
those. But police badge is really not one that you want to not quite be able to beat. If you just get annihilated by them, then it's a 30-second time loss, whatever. If you get four cops in and then take a wipe, that's a big penalty.
Yes,
Is
Chargle's there with his fun fact. I got Nano the localization book on Earthbound and a couple other stuff. So she'll, when she opens those, she'll be able to give us some actual fun facts about the game localization.
Wait, are you saying this fact isn't real?
I'm not saying it's not real. Got Carpenter for
Carpenter's using a fizzing zip zap attack and PSI life up Epsilon, so not a very threatening Carpenter at all.
no.
And they're both through. Andy had to take the safety save and heal first, and Slug didn't, and I think I missed what the mouse was.
Yeah, I think I did too. Did anybody catch it for us?
Slug will be giving us a second shot at being able to pay attention. Looks like Andy is going on to the police. Makes a lot of sense. Um, it might be possible to do the sharks already. Those super early overscaled enemies can look a lot more intimidating than they actually are, just due to the way that this game's math works. Um, if you're like level 3, which you are at the start, and the enemy's level 9, that's 3 times as much stats as you. It's going to be a real rough time, but you gain a few levels, and then all of a sudden, you're also level 9, whatever. I already missed what the mouse was again.
Naming things said it was zombie paper.
Thank you, Sarah, aka I'm bad at naming things. Zombie paper is for progress, but I don't think they have either of the items that would make that actually useful. So it makes sense to be doing these on it checks. I don't think these runners are going to be able to get out of on it before 13 minutes, which is what I hear is what you want in a vanilla speedrun. I hope I remember that number right.
We are going to see Slug go ahead up and do Giant Step, get her second tank done here.
A big pile of barfs here where the slugs would normally be. Still slimy, gutsy piles of vomit. And he's getting a meme. Um, these packs of enemies in this flag set can be pretty nasty. It looks like Slug's just using some psychic powers, makes a lot of sense. And Andy's going with a sportsmanship for the meme.
Indeed, Slug rocks.
Chat's informing me that 14 minutes is how long you get out of on it, not 13. I am glad that I'm only off by 1 minute.
No, me and Nana were talking about stuff, and she was making comments about things in vanilla, and I was like, I have not played this game in vanilla in forever, and I have no idea what you're talking about. So
The
definitely
last
something.
time I The last time I did this vanilla, I did a race against Andy where we both tried to do boogie percent with no prep, and Andy destroyed me.
Well, I know Nano followed the race guidelines and managed to get, I think, in under 8 hours, and she was super happy. So this game is definitely a long one.
Andy is going for an egg. Will the egg hatch before he gets to Apple Kid? It's a pretty risky play. Oh, he did make it. Whew.
No
Meanwhile, Slug.
chickens today.
Oh, chickens today. Meanwhile, Slug's getting the Evil Eye sprite in these generated enemies. It's a pretty rare one in Scramble. You need some sort of enemy shuffle to have those appear at all, because they're part of On That Night, which just doesn't appear.
Oh, there's meteorite piece.
Very good. That makes that zombie paper useful. I think it's their only path forward, too. So very linear seed so far.
Yeah, it's going to be their only path forward at this point. Looking at
Um,
what everybody had, what we have for items. So
yeah, that also means that the teleport needs to give them something. So that's going to be a Dalam or Summers or Foresight, I think are the only options.
all right, plug past giant step there. We'll pick up her second sank.
Yep, good to knock those Sanks out early, especially since, like we were talking about, these you don't want to have a cop fight and not get through. Also, it just occurred to me that I still do have Shark fight. The further down this train they go, the more likely it is that jumping back for that is actually a good play.
Yeah, and we'll see if Slugs may try it here after she gets through the cop fights, just to take one more shot at those enemies and see how they go. I know that's probably what I would do at this point, since we got past the enemy, early on. It was a little bit of a tough fight, but we did get by it. So, being leveled up for two sinks definitely makes those much more interesting to see if I can get by them.
Yeah, I don't know if it's what I would do, but it's what I would hope that I would do because I think it's the right play. Meanwhile, Andy going through the Threed tunnel. Um, Definitely not bad to go do this. It's pretty unlikely that they're going to pick up a Saturn Valley teleport and make this worthless.
Yeah.
Um, Enemy scaling in here isn't horrendous like it often is when that is the case.
Enemy scaling has been pretty nice on them this flag set for telling them where they need to go based on how bad the enemies are. So
Yeah, there's only really been one chance where they got bumped out of there. Also, Red Mr. Snake Man is blue. I didn't notice that when Andy was doing it. Andy also gets a very easy boss for the Threed tunnel.
indeed, Frankincense always a good one.
And
And we're
Frankenstein's
down.
down. Yeah. See some bisons and trees up there. I definitely don't want to run into the trees. Generated trees still explode.
Yes, we do not like exploding trees at all. It can
Oh, and
definitely mess things up.
it always surprises me when I see a shark, just not where they're supposed to be. They just have a very standout sprite, and I just never expect them anywhere except in front of the arcade. And Slug's getting her meme. Is it gonna be something nice about Andy? Slug, that's spoilers for the race I haven't watched yet. Um, it's a shame that Cool's got knocked out. I thought she was gonna make it pretty far into this tourney. But the
That that seed last night was a was something else. Yeah, I think you're going to enjoy going back and rewatching it.
yeah, I'm looking forward
Um,
to having a chance to see it. Um, and also just all of our races are very good. It's a very close field, so it doesn't surprise me too much to see somebody get knocked out and then upset. Because yeah, it's just a very, very close field.
Yeah. So we did pick up Diadem of Kings there in that uh, cave in Dalam, so that's a nice pickup. And
That was too fast for me to read.
I think that might have actually been Dalam.
I guess we'll see right now. Yes, it
Yep.
is. Good eye. All right, I think it's gonna be Jeff. Almost has to be. We only have. Oh, it's
Oh,
Paula.
Paula.
I guess we have 2 checks now because Paula does open up the Evergen check.
Indeed.
Oh, also we have Pooh teleport.
Yes. We can check Moon Training, see if we get either a teleport or Starstorm there.
Yeah. Finding an okay pendant up here too. That's very good. Makes Gygas a lot more reasonable.
Yes, definitely getting some nice items here real quick. We're not going to do Moo Training. Okay, we're going to go do Berglund Park.
Very good. I'm wondering when one of them is going to go do the sharks. The longer this goes, the more it's like, oh, maybe you should go do the sharks. Slug continuing to not do it while Ness is dead makes a lot of sense. You can just plow through all these non-combat checks until you either run out of non-combat checks or hit a full heal. Let's see, the flowers backing up Titanic Ant are the Comrade Rafflesia. It's a mouthful.
Yes. And anything, besides the ants, backing up the ants can always be challenging, but he got through it fairly quickly there.
One of the things that's relatively nice and generate enemies is they're not going to have like super powerful psychic abilities this early into a seed, even if they are enemies that could have it. If you ended up with that enemy that's based on in like just a pure enemy shuffle, those have extinguishing blasts, which is a fire gamma that'll get scaled to some other fire. Stuff you don't want to have double next to ant.
And we did pick up our third sync access there. We grabbed the jar of fly honey. That is going to be third sync access.
That's also going to be access to Foreside. So opening up the seed does look like it's going to be Eagle and Seed. Not too much going on in the other continents. And Andy is finally doing the sharks. Looks like pretty reasonable timing to do it because even with 3 kids, they're still giving him trouble.
Yep, and having Paula here will help get her experience points. Hopefully she gets her shield before we head to Gygas.
Yeah, shield's very useful, and more I'm finding that just like the 90 HP and 100 HP thresholds just really seem to matter to get through that fight. Because even with the OK pendant, the upper range scaled down freezes are going to be up in that range.
Right, and we also do have the new alt win flags on. They are part of standard race percent right now. So, and those alts are going to be doing a 5th sync and then going and doing Magicant or doing full 6 syncs. And those are also ways to win. So, we have seen some 5 sync and Magicants this tournament, and sometimes it's faster and sometimes it's not, so it's always a risk.
Yeah, there was a seed a bit ago. I think it was Aurelius versus Sarah that was just like you have to do Magic Ant. Like they had 5 Sanks before they even had like the ability to get to Saturn Valley. This one really looks like Gygas is the preferred route. They already have Meteorite Piece, Saturn Valley access, and Paula, so we'd have to have something pretty unusual to end up with the Magic Ant route being faster.
Yeah. Well, and I know So with this snow repels, so a couple of the racers have said that they prefer to try the 5 sync route because they've every time when they were doing practice seeds, they were getting just murdered in Cave of the Past. So uh, it's also something that the racers have to kind of think about with no repels being in play right now.
Yeah, definitely. Though, once again, with the generated enemies, they're not going to be as horrible as the enemies that you would normally get in Cave of the Past. Typically, you should be expecting something that's only as horrible as like pyramid enemies, which are still quite bad. But it's not like they're going to be throwing Starstorm every turn the way that the actual Cave of the Past enemies would do, or the way that 8 sank generated enemies, Cave of the Past enemies would also do.
Andy is picking up his second sync here real quick in on it, so he will get Giant Step.
Catching up on stuff that Slug's already done. Um, and then I believe whatever time Andy gets out of here, um, they'll be like synced up and it'll just be um, both runners have the same stuff or Andy's ahead by whatever else they have.
Yeah, Andy's a little bit ahead right now since he's already done Dalam, has Paula, has third sync access with the Fly Honey. And so that's going to have to be his next progression. I don't think that he has anything else that he can do right now. So
There's also meditation sequence.
yes, he can do right. I forgot that he had not done Moo training.
Yeah, that's a teleport check, but Fly Honey also comes with one of those and is basically going to be required because it is another sanctuary access. So I kind of expect that's going to be the one to do. I've noticed a lot of runners avoid Moo training. May not be the best play. Later into the seed, you get the more it's a good play, and we're really at a depth where I have no idea.
Looks like Andy's going to give Captain Strong and Kraken here a shot to find out what the mayor has.
I somehow thought Andy had done these. Um, Good to go
I
check
think
these.
I think he did the fight and let him get back here, but because it was a little bit stronger, he went and did the sync and then came back.
That makes a lot of sense. Going for it now. Paralysis on the Kraken. Um, does work. I believe paralysis works on its tornado attack and nothing else, but that's a nice one to not have to deal with.
And unfortunately did not get it on that turn.
Yeah, I don't know if paralysis has a very high percent chance. It's at most 50%. It might be lower. But Kraken's dead. Soon we'll find out what this item has been waiting for us all seed is. Signed banana.
Banana. So that
Uh,
does make the teleport in uh, Sun and Valley does look more and more like it's going to be four-side.
well, they don't need the teleport there because once they do
uh,
that, they'll have the ghosts.
True.
So that is go mode. I expect this is going to be a Gygas clear. If the coffee teleport is, um, what's the name of it? Lost Underworld, or if the item box behind Magnet Hill is Carrot Key, we might be seeing a 5 in Magic Ant, but otherwise I think this is a Gygas.
I think both Andy and Slugs are experienced enough with all the various plays with Gygas, depending on whatever level they're at, that they'll both go for Gygas before going for 5 sync and Magic Ant for sure.
If it was Pink Cloud, I think Pink Cloud plus Magic Ant is probably faster than Gygas,
Yeah.
but I don't think Lost Underworld is. Lost Underworld is actually a very slow sanctuary.
We were talking about trying to time some of this stuff from how long it just takes to walk and get through places, because out there is deep darkness. So
Ooh. Potential for divergence if we
yep,
pick up a Hawkeye.
yep,
We need quite a few quite a few items to round that out into something exciting.
yeah.
So I don't have a Hawkeye or a Shyness book.
So it
Of
does
course,
look.
if you do find the Hawkeye, you could just YOLO it and assume that you're going to get Jeff with a Shyness book and do 6 Zanks.
It is always a possibility if you want to gamble.
It's not a very good possibility, but it sure is one.
We've seen a lot more. We've seen a lot of kids. I haven't. We've been lucky. We haven't seen too many teddy bears or flying man for kid checks this round. It seems we've had. I know we've seen flying man once, but um, so it's always good to actually get the kids.
Yeah, you tend to get the kids first instead of flying men and teddy bear, just because if the rando needs a check that actually gets you progression to get you going, it won't pick teddy bear or flying man because they don't get you anywhere. Um, Deeper into the seed you get, the more likely it is that you'll go find those. But yeah, we definitely need someone to go time all these things. Ryuzukun.
We'll take this moment while we're working on stuff to go ahead and follow, give our runners a follow, both AND4H and Slugs. You'll see both of them on Earthbound and other games for their streaming. But go ahead and drop them a follow. Also, drop Tomar, my lovely commentator, Tomar, a follow. He is the creator of this rando that we're all playing, and he also does the rando on stream sometimes. So please go drop him a follow.
It's very rarely. And if you do enjoy very rare PK Scramble runs, Rocky also is in that vein.
Indeed.
All right, we have some sort of Starman here is in Belch base, and it is deluxe. Has that shield to start, so I need to get rid of that.
Strength Thunder, it's not working. And looks like we did get that shield to disappear. And down he goes.
Alright, we're gonna open up the ghost caves, and then I assume Andy will check the Saturn coffee, though he does not actually have to. He has go mode. I would check all of these exactly on your way stuff in case it's something really good. But I have seen people even skip the Magnet Hill check, so who knows. I did not see that. The mash was too good.
Yeah, I did not see. Oh, it was Foreside.
Foreside. Yeah, that's a nice time save. You don't have to walk there.
Yeah. Yeah, the Y mash, just being able to hold the button down and burn through the text is a great feature, but it does make watching races sometimes really hard to see what they're picking up. So
Yeah, I need to go through and just add pauses to all of those things for the R6 as commentators. Looks like Attack Slug has found a bugged enemy name. The Crooked Zombie Possessor's name is just slightly too long. Yeah, Andy did skip Milky Well. It's a fairly common thing to do to hold off Milky Well to the end, especially if you're planning on doing a Gaius. Once you do 4 sanctuaries, you open up the third shop at Saturn Valley, which often has the items that you need to prepare for Gygus. If you hold off Milky Well to last, you can stop by that shop on the way back from Milky Well and save yourself a couple of screen transitions.
got a double beam. Unfortunately, we don't have Jeff to equip it on.
Yeah, not looking like we're going to find a Jeff this seed.
Mm-mm.
Andy finding some entirely wild dudes. I don't trust them.
They're hitting hard. We do get passed down. On Slick side, we're going to have the Starman fight.
Also going for those Thunder Strats to take away the shield. See if she gets through them or just decides to auto fight. I think auto fight was the play there.
Andy having a hard time getting these enemies to despawn here.
Yeah, these totally wild dudes are just everywhere.
Yeah, we gets lucky. It does get a green swirl there. Be able to run away and make a little progress down low.
And Slug's also going to find her Foresight teleport, but does opt to go to Milky Well and barely dodges the photo trigger. I would never trust that. Good on her for knowing exactly where it is.
Yeah, I could not do that at full speed like she did. I definitely would be walking around it very carefully.
Yeah, just exactly hugging that. Like, Andy's found Doggo, everyone's favorite boss. It did take him a while to get through Carbon Dog. Diamond Dog, I believe, has 4 times as much health as Carbon Dog, so this will be a fairly long fight.
Luckily, it doesn't seem like he's taking a lot of damage, so it's just going to be the time to get through it.
Yeah, though he is almost out of PP, so this could get a little dicey. Oh, there's a 100 damage attack, yeah.
Never mind. And that's going to be Paula's mortal damage there, so...
Looks like Andy's just gonna opt to gorilla through and hope that using all of his PSI gets him to the end. Got a lot of poisonous fangs attacks in there.
The Andy just powering through is kind of his MO at times, so it does not surprise me.
Yeah, it does not pay off this time.
I'm not sure where he saved last. Oh, okay.
Yeah, with easy deaths on, it's not such a big deal anymore where you save.
No.
You should save a little more often than what Andy did in case you do need to reset. But it's only if you get some sort of soft lock and need to reset that you need saves at all. And Andy's just gonna plow straight back in.
Yep. Yeah, with Easy Death is definitely a nice new addition to race percent. But like you said, it doesn't really matter where you save. As long as you save once or twice, I think that's what most runners are doing now, just so that they have a save that's not inside the house at the start. So
Yeah, the save up in Ness's bedroom is out in the middle of nowhere. Actually, we were having a discussion earlier. People were trying to think of where you could save that would just be outdoors so you can immediately teleport. And as far as I know, your options are the birds in Lost Underworld and the bird in Deep Darkness are your fastest to teleport out of because they're outside phones.
yeah, I mean, I definitely think the Aeronaut's Lab where Andy saved, I think is definitely probably the next best choice, since you can just walk out and teleport right to wherever you need to go.
Yeah, that actually was one of the best ones before Easy Deaths because it's the only place you can go where you have the full heal and you can walk right out. And there's only one door transition on the way out. Paxlug getting the photo trigger on the way out, as everyone does. You definitely do need to hold the walk button for that one. Looks like Slug's gonna pick up the items in here. There's a often skipped. This Saturn has 3 items once you beat Belch base.
I did not even know that until, I don't know, a month, 6 weeks ago. Nano and I were talking and was like, there's items there. And I was like, what?
Yeah, the NPC items are actually a pretty late addition to Scramble too, so I think some of the old-time runners don't even know where those are. There's also a few that just like nobody ever does. The obvious ones, of course, being turning in the contact lens and the insignificant item. Those will get you a scaled random item. It's not worth it, but they will.
So Slug not choosing to go back and do arcade is going to go. It looks like she's going to go ahead and check the mines and see what's there.
That's a very good catch. That will slow her down unless whatever this is just ends up being some alternative wild logic that ends up being super speedy. Mining for yogurt dispensers. That is a double check, but it is not a sank. There's a buka in the desert.
I'm guessing since she's headed back to Foreside, she's gonna go check Moonside to
Yep,
see what it's scaled at.
yeah, this makes a lot of sense if you don't remember that you haven't done the arcade. Um, Hope she does. Maybe check a hint man. Or maybe that's just gonna lead to something cool. See, Andy has beaten Diamond Dog. Congrats on beating Dog, Andy.
That is gonna be his third sank down. Let's see if he checks the item here and see what it is, just to be safe.
Is checking it to be safe. It's a hieroglyph copy.
Copy.
I think he actually even said no to it. He did say
Yeah,
no to it.
I would have at that point. There's, it's way too far down logic to be able to use. So it's nice. That's a nice item there that you can actually say no to if you don't need it or want it. So
Yeah, if you try that on the bubblegum saleswoman, all you'll end up doing is saving yourself $1. Slug's having boss level difficulty with the first enemy in Moonside. Um, Hopefully realizing that she has other checks to do because of it, but even if she does make sense to plow through here and pick up some items. Um, Moonside has a lot of items that are just on the way to the standard route, so
yeah,
makes sense to pick them up.
big league bat. That's a nice pickup.
Hey, that's the bat from the meme.
And yes, Struggles saying he was real close to wiping there. That would have been he did wipe there the first time at Diamond Dog, so he had a little bit more knowledge going in as to its attack scripts for tonight. So that helped him get through there.
Actually, I saw Andy whiting out, and it looks like Andy's installed because I didn't know whether he died or beat Diamond Dog. Slug's finding more items in Moonside, but of course no key items. We don't have loose key items on or anything goofy like that. And no talking man skip.
Interesting. She didn't even go for it by going straight down there and trying to get that pixel.
Looks like Slug is going to try to finish up Moonside.
We do have a Trillion Age Sprout here.
Not an enemy you want to see scaled above where you're currently at. Trillion Sprout is one of the meanest enemies in the game. Definitely looks like she's going for it. I see a lot of prep coming in.
Oh,
And an
red
awfully
swirl.
timed red swirl. That's just rude.
Does manage to run away though, so
Oof, and Ghost of Starman based enemies behind it. You hate to see it.
yeah.
These are enemies that have a chance of having the bugged full strength Starstorm as well.
One of the last seeds I played had the gas dispensers with Trillion Age, and they just wiped me. I was like, that is not where I'm supposed to be right now.
Those gas dispensers can get pretty mean.
Yeah.
So far, these ghost-looking things have not done anything too scary. They might not have anything scary in their script, or they might just be biding their time.
On Andy's side, we are completing Milky Well.
Yeah, Andy's in a very good spot here. Quite a strong lead.
Yeah. And there is land absorbed into the heart, so there is our guy gets access.
Yeah, I expect Andy's going to be doing a revive item, load up, maybe find a pendant here, though it's quite rare to get a good one. And then head on to Gygus. Slug does get through Trillion and Sprout. Congrats, Slug. That was a rough fight.
We do have Horns of Life there, so see Andy load up on them. Get ready for the Gygus fight. And there is Carrot Key.
That does save Slug's run. That is a quicker dungeon, I think, than Milky Well, though Milky Well is relatively quick. So Slug's back on track. Probably going to be fighting this is the fifth Sank. So it might be a bit spicy scaled, but spicy scaled just means more levels, maybe an easier guy, I guess.
Heal up here, make sure that there's no issues.
So since Andy is on the way to Gygus, we need everyone to guess who is Gygus' assistant. I think it's Frank.
I'll pretty much always say Storm and Thunder if we haven't seen them.
That's a good bet. I don't think many people have that as their default.
And he's making good work there through the Cave of the Past on his way to Gygus. Yeah, we do see the chicken inside the present there, which Slugs immediately drops.
Chicken of Destiny. Yeah, so the chickens don't show up until you're at about Dungeon Man depth into the seed, if I remember. So, pretty deep.
And it is logical fifth Sank, as we were guessing it would be. So we do have heavily armed Pokey.
Anybody who guessed that the Gygus assistant would be Pokey, time to get a new guess as we wait for Andy to find out what the actual answer is. Andy beating Mr. Beef and the Pink Steel Fossey. I think I read those names right. Finding a platinum band in there. That's not a chicken.
Slug is doing okay on Pokey, but because it is the fifth, a little bit stronger.
Did she get her paralysis off early, or did Pokey manage to get a couple of stinky gases through?
I think she got paralysis off early. I haven't seen the stinky gases come through.
That's good. That means that auto mash will not be completely pathetic if she runs out of psychic points. And without repel sandwiches, this amount of time that we have to guess what the assistant is really is quite a bit longer.
He's trying. He's been trying to despawn a little bit when he can, but again, these enemies there's just so many right now that he's having issues getting them all despawned. We do see heavily armed Pokey go down on Slug side.
Nice. Yeah, it's amazing how many enemies there are in here, especially considering that PK Scramble has a 60% spawn rate by default. So if this was vanilla, there would be like 1.5 times more. I think I did that math right. Never do math on stream. And he does get the despawn for the final room. We're into the brain room. If anyone hasn't gotten your assistant guess in, now is the last second possible.
That is Slug's fourth Sank down, so that they are headed to Saturn Valley.
All right, looks like she's going to be picking up the Gygus route as well. So if Andy takes a death here, it's going to be completely even again. And it is a mole, but I don't know which one. it a Guardian Digger?
I believe it is Guardian
it is.
Digger, yeah.
All right, let's see if anyone can guess this.
I don't see
I don't see
anybody
it.
guessing it.
Yeah, so just as Guardian Digger said, the Apple of Enlightenment could never have predicted this.
Andy's a quick phase 1 there, on to phase 2.
Going quite smoothly. I like this Gygas palette.
Do your brain shock off there.
Yeah, phase 1 brain shock, or sorry, phase 2 brain shock is relatively rare. If you use any bash attacks, it'll go away. And when you get to the next phases, it'll also go away. So Andy might not be feeling very comfortable here, or just might think that Pooh has tons of PP and he can afford it. And that's phase 2 done. On to the very short phase 3. If Andy is playing maximally safe, he'll put in a brain shock on here as well. He has the PP for it. Looks like he's feeling maximally safe. These thunders are not terribly bad, though a double hit to Paula could knock her out.
Yep, but he does have the magic automatically set up to heal Paula, so...
Yeah, and it looks like Paula is faster than Pooh, so that brain shock will not be wasted at all. So this is the final brain shock needed, because this is now phase 4. And we just have 9 prayers to go. And Slug is in her bulk robotomy cutscene. Just has Cave of the Past and catching up.
It's prayer number 2 on Andy's side.
If anyone wants to bet on what the prayers would be, you have a little bit of time. We have a few more left.
Dr. Andanot's there. Now, my favorite one is always when tournament winner Charlie. Try that again.
Oh, it's impossible.
Yeah, I'm tired and it's been a long day, so I'm happy to be here tonight. But like I said, I'm glad that I've got the break in between, let my voice rest a little bit between this race, and I will be back for the 3rd race of the night.
Speaking of the rest of the night, we have Daniel IGT versus JSR coming up shortly after this. And then after that, we're going to be having MadCat65 versus F. Coughlin. So we got a triple header tonight. This is the first of them. I hope you all have blocked away the entire night, gotten your cozy slippers and your popcorn, and just ready to enjoy an awful lot of scrambling. Also, the background on Slugside's great, and now it's gone.
Right.
And he's on the final 2 prayers.
No problem with with the items that he had, making sure he had enough PP and keeping everybody alive and healthy.
Yeah, really, I saw him taking a lot of safeties in there. I saw a brain food lunch when everyone was still doing pretty well. Of course, he bought all of those Horns of Life. And just had a pretty smooth Gygas because of all of that prep and safe going.
All right, so that is prayer number 9 has been prayed. We are on the end, so we will just have a long cutscene here of the prayers and things like that. So he's looking at probably right around 55 minutes.
Yeah, we have seen someone sneak in a win this late into the Gygas cutscene, though that person was going for Magic Hand. I do not think it's possible to get through Gygas and this very cutscene before this cutscene ends. So, good game to Andy. We're gonna watch Slug run this out, see if we can get Andy to talk to us a bit, and then be moving on to the next race soon.
Looks Slug is just auto fight trying to auto fight her way through these fights on with the Gygas.
Hello, Andy. Congratulations on the win.
Oh, thank you.
GG, Andy. We do have an official race time of 54 minutes and 44 seconds.
So tell us about that seed. What'd you think?
I kind of mismanaged my psychic points a lot. I kind of kept running out when I needed it, and it showed in Carbon Dog and Diamond Dog. I emptied out, and it became bad.
I saw even your second run through that was very close, though. I didn't see
Yeah.
exactly how close.
Exceptionally. I was out of psychic points that time too, but I actually finished the job that time. But at least I came in full.
Sounds very dicey. Let's see. When did you realize that you had to go back to arcade?
I had it in the back of my mind, but I wanted to wait until I was strong enough. Because I knew I was a carrot key away or as a signed banana away from go mode. I just figured, just hunt for key items. I do have teleports I can get, but I don't need to go there yet. Get some key items, hope for the best. Like a pencil eraser would have done it too. Like there was several key items that would have put me in go mode, so I knew to check things I haven't done yet. And I knew the arcade wasn't that strong. I just knew it was strong when I visited it the first time.
I was actually surprised how strong it ended up being. You put it off longer than I would have, and it still looked like it was giving you a little bit of challenge.
Yeah, like when I went to Onet, I was gonna go straight to the arcade, and I was like, all right, Paul has 20 psychic points, and Pooh has 9. I am going to go do Giant Step first to refill.
Oh, so it was more about the heal than the levels.
Well, yeah, that's why I went to Giant Step. Yeah, I needed the heal. I was low.
That makes a lot of sense.
Makes
Very
sense.
heads up play.
So yeah, Slugs didn't do arcade, and so she did go to Foresight and do Monotoli and did pick up her carrot key.
The character was there?
Yep. Or no, did Moonside, sorry. So.
I see.
So yeah, she is fighting, I guess, right now.
Yeah, I just opened the stream. Did she
Did-
fight? So she didn't fight the stupid Carbon Dog?
She did not. No.
Must be nice.
Well, she had a Trillion Sprout backed by 2 enemies with the Ghost of Starman sprite.
Ah!
Yeah. So,
I see. I'm not sure what's worse.
they didn't seem that bad, but you could have just gotten lucky. We also found out recently that the Star Storms in Generate enemies are not properly scaled, and they're always full strength. So,
Oh, good.
Yeah, if those rolled with that, that'd be a thing.
Sure would. Thanks for looking out for us.
Oops.
And none of the kids brushed their teeth, so we do have.
My mistake.
Run invalid.
Sorry. Like if it was a casual run, I would brush my teeth. But it's a race. I gotta get done quick.
Makes sense.
Gotta go very fast. Cannot stop.
Alright, I'm gonna go check on the next race, so please fill while I'm distracted.
Yeah, no, you're good. We're gonna finish watching Slugs here, try to get through Gygas. We are already a few prayers in.
I can't believe I bought like 10 horns of life. I didn't use a single one.
Yeah, there was a lot going on there. We saw you, refill your PK, your PP, and things like that to keep everybody alive. So, definitely had some good safety strats there against.
And I got the lucky brain food lunch drop. Did you see that?
Yes, we did.
Greens rolled a random box and got a brain food lunch. I'm in, baby.
Yeah, that was definitely some race luck there. So.
Also, the BBR drop too. Like, kept giving me things that are cool, and I never found a Jeff.
Yeah, we kept seeing Jeff items, and we're just like that double beam that you picked up in the sewers, and I was like, well, there's a double beam that's never going to get used, and
In a practice seed, I did a practice seed yesterday, and I had a drop, an MBR drop from an enemy, and I was like, oh, okay. Just got a multi-bottle rocket. It's like, okay.
so we do have slugs past her final prayer. So we will be seeing her finish up before we move on to the next race. And the next race today is going to be David RGT versus JSR. And whoever wins that race will take on you, Andy.
Exciting.
In 2 weeks, since the winner's bracket will have a week off next week to let the danger bracket catch up. And we will announce, I will announce, either myself or Tomar will announce the flag set for next week at the end of the third race tonight. Oh, very good.
All right. Slug's getting her, I guess, cutscene. Good game, Slug. Good game,
Yes.
Andy.
I thought that seed was rough. Slug was a lot closer than I thought. That seed was kind of hard.
Yeah, it was rough. You had to
Yeah.
wipe. It was a slow wipe too on Carbon Dog, Diamond Dog. So that definitely gave Slug time to go do Moonside and catch up. So we're going to be going to a BRB screen for a bit. We're gonna be cropping in
You
our
don't
next runners.
You don't want to interview Slug?
Oh,
Or do you
sure.
not?
Slug wants to come in for a couple minutes. We can get a quick word in with her before we move on to the next race here. That's what I would probably say.
Let me go check on her.
Sorry for causing problems. I figured,
No.
No worries. I'm too sleepy to
run.
run this smoothly. It's a good reminder.
Slug's time on screen 1 hour and 57 seconds. Does finish with an official race time of 1:01:02. So good race there by Slug. Just came down to a little bit of routing and a little bit of execution. But yeah, really good run by Slugs tonight as well.
Yeah, 1 hour is a very good time. These are rather challenging flags. The lack of repels is definitely slowing people down.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, these are very good times. These are better than we often see on the weeklies. Everyone's really been putting in a lot of work for this tournament.
I'm gonna add her. She doesn't have to come in. So.
All right, not seeing anything from Slugs, so I think we can go ahead and we'll have a quick break.
Okay.
And just give the other runners and commentary some time to hop in, and we'll have another race for all of you very soon.
Hi, everybody.
I will see everybody later. Thank you.
Rocky will be back in an hour. Otherwise, enjoy your new commentators.